The African mind must change. We need more people like this young man here.
What if Africa's greatest revolution is not coming from the West, but from within?
Burkina Faso and Niger just pulled the plug on France on a small little commodity, uranium.
What if, for the first time in decades, African leaders are choosing sovereignty over submission, unity over division, and dignity over dependence? Dr. Arikana Chihombori-Quao warned us for years, Africa is not poor, Africa is robbed.
I was the tourist in South Africa, and flights were flying in and flying out, and I asked our tour guide, I said, I didn't realize Kimberley, South Africa has an international airport. She said, oh, no, these are planes coming out from outside to pick up the minerals. I'm like, wow. So how does South Africa, how does this all work? He said, oh, no, they get royalties.
Today, Captain Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso is proving that statement right, not with words, but with action.
Ils ont toujours pris des exemples des héros africains qu'ils ont tués pour nous dire que ces héros ont essayé mais ils n'ont pas pu. Pour nous faire comprendre que c'est une peine perdue notre lutte. Mais nous avons dit que impossible n'est pas africain. Si impossible était africain, nos grands-parents, nos ancêtres ont beaucoup souffert.
Dr. Arikana Chihombori-Quao is not just a diplomat. She is a truth teller, a pan-African voice silenced for speaking boldly against neocolonialism. As former African Union ambassador to the United States, she expressed how Africa was intentionally destabilized.
Coming in quietly, creating conflicts. If you look like these Africans are beginning to get it together, next thing you know, there's an uprising. There's conflict here. We too, the Africans, must now wake up and smell the coffee and see what is being done to us and stop it in its tracks.
African resources were extracted. African leaders were punished for resisting control. She repeatedly said Africa will not rise when Africans control their own destiny.
Why are we still going to the United Nations as Africans? That is a useless entity. It's not for us. The largest voting bloc in the United Nations are the African nations. We don't have a seat on the table. Why do we go there? We go to the United Nations to vote on their issue. They pay African countries, or vote with us on this issue. Vote with us on this issue. We have no business going to the United Nations, period. We need to tell Secretary Guterres, thank you very much, but we're no longer going to attend United Nations. It's not our entity until we have true representation.
Today, Captain Ibrahim Traoré embodies that message.
Premièrement, c'est notre ambition d'industrialiser, comme l'a signifié la production du Burkina Faso en termes de...
Captain Ibrahim Traoré is not a politician trained in Western institutions. He is not sponsored by foreign powers. He is not apologizing for putting Burkina Faso first.
Qui avait connu quand même des difficultés et nous avons décidé de l'accompagner à travers les instruments de l'État.
At just 30-something years old, he had rejected foreign military dominance, refusing IMF-style economic change, prioritized national production, restored pride in Burkina Faso's identity. Dr. Arikana has always said Africa does not need saviors. Africa needs leaders who love their people more than foreign approval. That Traoré fits that description perfectly.
And the country of the upright man is a dream come true. To President Traoré, the reincarnation of Thomas Sankara, President Traoré, who has led the struggle to complete the unfinished business that was started by our ancestors and our Pan-African leaders in 1963 when they created the Organization of African Unity. During that meeting, they demanded the creation of an Africa that spoke with one voice, an Africa that was united. That journey is yet to be finished. What is happening in Burkina Faso, in Mali, in Niger, is just the beginning of a revolution that is way past due for Africa. Africa must unite, and Burkina Faso has shown us the way. They have opened the doors. They have shown us that the bully can be defeated.
Under Captain Ibrahim Traoré, Burkina Faso has shifted from dependence to production. We are witnessing local road construction using Burkinabe companies, expansion of agriculture to feed the nation, support for local industries, military engineers, building civilians infrastructures, youth mobilization for national dependence. Dr. Arikana has always emphasized, if Africa manufactures what it consumes, Africa will rise overnight. This is exactly what Burkina Faso is doing. No endless loan, no Western lectures, just work. The alliance of Sahel states is historic. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. 3 nations says no to foreign military occupation, political manipulation, economic blackmails. Dr. Arikana wonders the biggest threat to those exploiting Africa is African unity. That is why the West is nervous. That is why the media attacks are constant. That is why AES is being discredited, but unity is growing. Let's be honest, the West is not angry because Burkina Faso is falling. They are angry because it's succeeding without permission. Captain Traoré questions foreign military presence, challenges resources exploitation, rejects external political interference. Dr. Arikana has said many times, Africa is pushing not for doing wrong, but for doing right independently. History confirms this pattern. Dr. Arikana always speaks directly to African and diaspora. Stop being cheerleaders only, start being contributors. You don't need to move to Burkina Faso to support the movement. You can change the narrative, support African-owned business, educate the next generation, reject divisive propaganda. Captain Traoré is doing his part. The question is, are we doing ours? African future will not be decided in Paris, Washington, or London. It will be decided in Ouagadougou, Bamako, Niamey. Leaders like Captain Ibrahim Traoré represent a turning point. Dr. Arikana's dream is unfolding. African-led security, African-controlled resources, African unity. This is not rebellion, this is restoration. Dr. Arikana Chihombori-Quao once said, Africa will shock the world when it finally remembers who it is. Captain Ibrahim Traoré is reminding Africans of that truth. African Burkina Faso is not just building roads, it's rebuilding dignity. And the African awakening has already begun. Dr. Arikana Chihombori-Quao, Ibrahim Traoré, Burkina Faso, Development, AES Alliance, African Unity, Pan-African, African Rising. Do you believe Africa is finally breaking free? Share your thought respectively.
It's true.
Sure.
With every engagement with the West.
Right.
For example, Zimbabwe and many other African countries, the remains of our ancestors who they murdered are still sitting in jars in their countries. Why are we going to engage them? We want those remains returned with repercussions. Right. Until that's happened, everybody from your country, out. If you were former Portuguese colony, all Portuguese, get out of my country. I love it remember when there was this rift between President Mugabe and Prime Minister Tony Blair. And Blair was like, we're coming to take all the British out of Zimbabwe, we're airlifting them. And the response President Mugabe was, listen, I've given all my police and military that if you see any British citizen that wants to get out, escort them to the nearest exit point. Get out. If we can just make that position, your government is abusing us. Your government is refusing to give us back our ancestors, the remains of our ancestors who they murdered. Your government is refusing to give us back our artifacts. Precious artifacts, priceless, that they stole. Right. Until these wrongs, these blatant wrongs are righted, every British citizen get out. Right. Every Portuguese citizen get out. Every German citizen get out. Let's see how quickly things will change.
They'll move from there.
It is those citizens who are going to now go to their government and say, we didn't know you were doing that. Yeah. Let me make this point clear. The citizens do not know of the crimes that are being committed by their governments. Right. So let's put the power back to the people. True. Let's remind the people that every constitution starts with we, the people. So let's make those citizens, they must succeed in their civic duties. We, the people, are the ones who are failing. Let's come together. Let's understand the issues. And so for those of us who are elders, who are in the know, we have a responsibility to educate and to inform. Once the citizens are empowered with knowledge and the understanding of what is really going on, I do know for a fact the average citizen of the world wants a righteous world, a world that is free of hate, racism, bigotry. That's what the average citizen wants. Why are we still going